Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. How are you today? How are you? How are you? Welcome to another IELTS Journey with Fabi, where we talk about everything and anything IELTS. Okay, anything that will help you get more information, learn more about the IELTS test. Okay, and for those of you who don't know me, my name is Fabi. I'm an English teacher and I live here in Brisbane, Australia. And I help people get the score they need on the IELTS test. And the test only once. Okay. No one should be doing the IELTS test more than once. All right. Okay. You can tell me where you're watching this from. I always like to know where you're watching this from. Okay. And of course, if you have any questions, you can pop the questions in. If I don't get to your questions straight away, I will get to your questions at the end. All right. Good, good. Cool. All right. So let's get started. So today we're going to talk about a topic that I always get these questions. All right. I always get these questions. And in the end, it is quite personal. What we're going to talk about today is personal. However, there are pros and cons to everything. But what I'm going to tell you guys today is more about the pros of something that more and more people are doing. Okay, so today we're going to talk about studying for the IELTS test, online or in person. What's the best one? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what will help you achieve your score? Okay, so if you study online, does it mean you're not going to achieve your score? I don't think so. All right, because lots of people they keep talking about uh, in person, in person, in person, but there are so many challenges for in person classes that nowadays I think that online is the way to go. All right, and I'm gonna tell you about it today. All right, okay, so when we think about school and classes, okay, most people want to do it in person. Okay, and there are different reasons why people want to do it in person. Okay, most of the time is because people like to talk. Okay, and some people believe that if they are with the person, okay, they can learn more. Okay, and these are some of the reasons, and it is that this the most traditional way to learn. Okay, and because everyone is used to it. But one of the most the thing that most people say is that I will only learn if it's in person, which is not true at all. Okay, so basically, when we when we are studying and we are studying in person, in the classroom, okay, with other people, one of the thing that people think they get more is the attention, right? So if you are in the classroom, and the teacher is there with you, maybe you get more attention. That's what most people think, that you would get more attention, right? Or also you can get feedback straight away. That's something that people say, oh, I want personalized attention. I can get that online. Or I want personalized feedback, immediate feedback right there and then. I can get that online. Okay. And these are things that you need to succeed in the IELTS test, right? But from my experience, if I tell you that sometimes it is actually easier to do these things online, would you believe me? Mm-hmm. All right. So just think about that. Just imagine yourself inside a classroom. What do you want? What do you expect? Okay. Me as a teacher, my focus is to give attention to all of my students and give them the feedback they need so they can progress and give them the content. So it's about teaching, checking, doing things, monitoring. I monitor all the time. What are you doing? How are you doing? Okay. And yes, it is possible to have all of that online. Yeah. So if you are wondering, oh my God, I'm going to study for the IELTS test, but I'm only going to study if it's in person. I think you should think about it again. And maybe online would be actually the best option for you. Okay. So I have some notes here. My biggest example is okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. So, you guys know where I am. Okay. I'm in Brisbane, Australia. I'm in Australia. And I've been working in Australia for many, many years. Right. And I have my knowledge and my experience all here in Australia. Okay. If you don't study with me online, you'd have to come here. Okay. And it's going to be very expensive. Okay. Very expensive. So that's one of the pluses of studying online. You can get a teacher from the other side of the world, literally from the other side of the world, to help you progress. For example, this morning in my course, IELTS with Fabi, we had a class. And there were some students in this class. And there was a student who was in Tasmania, one student who was in Brisbane, one student who was in Panama, one student who was in Bogota, one student who was in Canada. What else? That's all I can remember. Think Peru. Peru, maybe. Peru also. This wouldn't have been possible if we were not doing it online. Okay. And today, actually, I managed to put the students in small groups to talk. You know, it was through Zoom. So we had the breakout rooms. And I managed to put them together in small groups to talk. And they were talking to people who were in the other side of the world. And I could go into the room and talk to them and monitor them, just as if I was in a normal classroom. How cool is that? I think it's amazing. And I did this from the comfort of my home. I didn't have to catch a plane and go to Bogota, or I didn't have to catch a plane and go to Tasmania here in Australia. I did it from the comfort of my home. And they also did that from the comfort of their home. So that was one of the benefits. Okay, so we have people from all over the world together via Zoom. So that's one of the benefits of online classes. So if the students had decided to do something in person, they wouldn't have had this experience, which I think to me is priceless, because I really, really like to deal with people from different cultures. Yeah, I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. So that's one of the benefits of studying online. And it's hard for you to get that conveniently through in-person classes. Okay. Another thing. So in my course, okay, so we have the lessons. And if you can't come to the lessons live, you can watch the recording. Okay. Now, I don't know if you have done if you studied recently. Okay. So just think about the last course you did in person. Just think about the last course that you did. Okay. Think about it. And I would like you maybe to remember a part of the lesson that you didn't understand. I'm sure there was a situation where the teacher said something, you're like, I'm sure that when you were studying in person and the teacher said something and you didn't understand, I'm sure that your desire would have been pause, rewind, watch again. Wouldn't it? Just imagine that, guys. Yeah. So, and that's what we do. That's what we do, right? So, what happens is that's one of the benefits of studying online. You can do it all the time. You can do it all the time. You can just pause your teacher and then rewind. That's priceless too. Okay, there's some comments here. Good. I had the same point of view. Cool. I do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm sure everyone probably had this feeling. Okay. Oh, let's pause the person. Okay. Let's pause the person, go back. Especially because on Netflix, we pause everything right now, right? We pause everything right now. So that's one of the benefits of studying online. Okay. That's one of the benefits of studying online. All right. And let me go further. Okay. So I'm comparing, okay, guys. I'm comparing in person, online. I do both. I don't know if you know, but I also teach here in Brisbane at a school, which is great too, But I'm very happy that I can do both. So when I'm teaching here in Brisbane in person, I'm dealing with people from lots of different countries. But these people, they decided to come here, spend a lot of money, and they came here and they're doing that, right? But I'm also helping people who didn't have the money and they want to do the outsets before they come here. So you have two different sides. Okay, I want to go to Australia and I want to study English and I want to do everything there. Okay, that's one. But some people, they don't want to, or maybe they just don't have the money. They want to get the IELTS test first, and then they come straight to university here, so they don't study English here. Maybe because they don't have the time, they don't have the money. Okay, so again, guys, options. Okay, so I see benefit in both, but which one you should be doing? The one that works best for you. My main idea here today is to let you know that they are both very good. They're both very good. Okay, but online seems to have a few more advantages. Okay, so greetings, since Panama, English students and professors. Okay, cool. Hello, Panama. All right, so now, again, imagine yourself, okay, inside a classroom in person. And you have a question, like I said before, right? So you were watching your teacher, you're listening to your teacher, and then you got stuck because you didn't understand. Natural thing to do, hand up, ask a question, right? You ask your teacher a question. And then you don't really understand. And your teacher tried to explain to you, and everyone got it, but you're like, I don't think I understand. And your teacher tried to explain again. And then your teacher tells you, well, maybe you should focus more on your listening. This is going to help you understand this. And you're like, okay. And the teacher continues. And you're like, oh my God, I need to think about my listening because my listening is bad. That's what would happen in in-person context, right? Now imagine you are online. And as you're doing it, you feel like pausing the lesson and focusing on something else. Or maybe you just watch the lesson many times and then you get it. Maybe it's a little bit easier for you too. Okay, that would be something that it would help you, okay, with your flexibility. Okay, Juju, want to go outside? Just 1 second, guys. Juju want to go outside. The door was closed. She's outside now. Okay, so that's something that we have to think about. Okay, so maybe you can pause and you can focus on what you think is important for you at that moment. Okay, if you are doing an online course, that's also one of the benefits, all right, of online course. Okay, and just imagine if you want to study with a teacher here in Australia in person and you are not in Australia, that would cost you a lot of money. Even more now, oh my God, the government has increased the price of the student visa in Australia. Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but yeah, so I think that's why maybe more people will study online before they come to Australia, huh? Because it's increased. So yeah, so yeah, and just not having to leave your house to study. That's also a plus, I think. Okay, guys. So yeah, so again, I'm just showing you the positives of online learning because most people think they can only learn in person, which is definitely not true. Definitely not true. Okay. So just an example, like in my class in person, people are late all the time and they miss part of the class. And guess what? That's not recorded for them to watch later. Okay. But if you're online, maybe you can make it to the class because it's more convenient. You're at home. And if you miss it, you can watch later. You see? So again, so it's like, but if you're the kind of person, no, look, honestly, if I have the option, I will go in person. But that's not going to stop me from doing a course just because in person is not available. And that's what I want you guys to think about. Okay. Don't allow it to stop you. Oh, yeah, no, I really want to do this course, but it's only online. So I'm not going to do it. Don't let that stop you. Okay. Don't, because you probably be missing out. You've been missing out. Okay. You shouldn't let that stop you guys. All right. Okay, cool. Yeah. So we talked about the fact that if you are studying online, if you can make it to the class, you can watch it later at any time. At any time. Okay. One thing that people also say about online courses is that they buy the course and they never watch. Okay. But that's something personal. Okay. That's why in my course, we have a schedule of everything you should do. And in my course, for example, when people join, not much is available. We build the course together and I make lessons available slowly so people can watch. Okay, this is available. They know they have to watch it. It's available. They know they have to watch it. Makes sense? Because then it helps you with your progress. Okay, but I know that sometimes you buy a course and everything is there and that can be a problem. So it's up to, if that is the case, it's up to you maybe to create a little schedule for yourselves. Okay, but just the fact that you can do it anytime. Yeah. Oh no, I can go to this live class. I can go to class because I have to work. That's okay if it's online. If it's in person, you miss it. You miss out. Okay. Another thing, the price. Yeah. Guys, just because online courses are cheaper doesn't mean they are worse. Okay. Just because online courses are cheaper doesn't mean they are worse than in person. Online courses are cheaper because it is possible to make it cheaper. Okay. You don't have to pay the rent for a space as a teacher or as a school. You don't have to pay the rent for the place. Okay. So there are, if the institution can save costs, it will be transferred to the price of the course. So don't fall into that trap. Expensive is better. Don't. Okay. Not when it comes to comparing online course and in person. Okay. Online courses are cheaper because they can be cheaper, not because they are worse than courses in person. Okay, guys? Yeah. Because if you think about it, and a course in person is expensive because there are lots of things involved in having a course in person. But for example, if you want to study here with me in Australia, you'd have to pay for your visa, you'd have to pay for the tickets, you have to pay for the school, which is very expensive, and all of that. Okay. Oh, hello, Rafael. How are you? Someone, on on YouTube saying hello. Hey. All right. Happy birthday. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, it was my birthday. Your birthday is the 13th, right? Yeah, we have a similar birthday. Yeah, it was recently our birthday. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so studying, okay, so studying online might be a bit can be a bit cheaper and more convenient. Way more convenient. Okay. For example, I have a student, had a student. Okay. She got the 7 on the IELTS. She's fine now. Yeah. So we worked together a few years ago. She did a test, didn't get her score, and she was kind of desperate. And then she got in touch with me and said, Fabi, I did this course and then it didn't work. I need help. I was like, okay, cool, you need help. Nice. And then she managed to improve 1 point in 1 month. It was very quick. She just needed some guidance. And I think we did online classes because it was COVID. So we couldn't really see each other. And then we did online classes. She got the score, all good. And then she moved to the Gold Coast. So she was in Brisbane, then she moved to the Gold Coast. And about a year later, said, "Hey, Fabi, I need you to do the IELTS test again. I need a higher score." Because I don't know if you know, but here in Australia, sometimes you need a specific score to achieve one thing. And after that, you need a higher score to achieve the next thing. So in her case, I think she needed the graduate visa. So she needed 6.5. And then she needed, no, sorry, she wanted to do the course. She needed 6.5. But then after she finished the course and she started working, she wanted to apply for her residency and she needed 7. That was like 2 years later. So she got in touch and she said, "Hey, Fabi, I have to do the test again. So can you help me?" I was like, "Yeah, I can help you." And then she didn't talk to me again. I was like, "Whoa, she disappeared." Okay. And then he didn't hear from her again. And then about a year later, I heard from her and said, "Fabi, when I got in touch with you, I really liked you. I trusted you, but I didn't want to do online classes. So I got a teacher here at the Gold Coast, which I didn't know the teacher very well. But I didn't know, but the teacher didn't have as much experience as you." And she said, "I paid the teacher upfront for a course in person. And then I did a course with her. And I did the test. And I got the same score I got with you 1 year before." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah. The method of the teacher didn't really suit me. And I only did that because I wanted to study in person. But I need your help because I really liked your method. And I'm going to study online." I said, "Oh my God. Okay." So, yeah. So, you see, so she wanted to study in person so badly that she forgot about the methodology. And then she spent 1 year studying and she got the exact same score. And then we worked together for about a month or so. Again, a month or so. And then she got the score she needed straight away, first try. So, you see, okay, guys, pros and cons. Okay. And again, she didn't, the methodology of the teacher didn't really suit her. Okay. But she wanted to study in person so badly that she didn't pay attention to the methodology. Like, okay, it's in person. I'm going to do it with this teacher. It's in person. Okay. And then in the end, it wasn't the best option for her. Okay. So, okay, guys. So sometimes you really want to do it in person, but maybe the methodology is not going to work for you. So you're better off maybe trying it online. Okay, so that's one story that was a little bit sad, but in the end, in the end, okay, she got in touch with me and we worked together and managed to work together. Okay, so that was really nice, I think. Okay, and yeah, a lot of people say also, "Oh, uh, online classes will be boring. Online classes will be boring." No. Okay. Some online classes might be boring. Okay. Some online classes might be boring. But again, it's all about the methodology of the teacher. Okay. And there are ways to make things fun. Okay. There are ways to make things fun. And if it's boring, it's not only because it's online, it's because maybe the methodology is not the best for you. The topic's not the best for you. The way is not the best for you. Like I said to you. So this morning in my course, we had the vocabulary class. Okay. And everyone was participating. Okay. We read the text. I got people to choose words. They talk to each other. So, as I said before, I put them in breakout rooms. They talk to each other. I managed to monitor them. So, it's just as I would do in person. Okay. So, that's something that we have to start thinking about too. Okay, guys, something to think about. Okay. And again, my main aim here is not to convince you that online is better. Okay. I'm not saying it's better because it's personal. It's really personal. Me personally speaking, if I have the option, if I want to do a course, they have online or in person, I'm probably going to choose in person. Okay. I'm probably going to choose in person. That's me. However, if I like the course and the only option is online, I'm not going to say I'm not going to do it because it's online. No way. Because I recognize that we can have some really, really good courses online. Actually, I've done how many courses? I've done a few courses online, and it's the best. And again, because I would have never been able to be able never sorry my god, I would never been able to do that if it wasn't online. Okay, one of the courses I do, people in Brazil. The other one, people in the United States. So you know, so it can be complicated sometimes. Okay, guys. So my main aim here is to tell you that. Okay, and as I said before, I'm personally not a big fan of those courses where you have 100 people in the same room. That doesn't work for me. Okay, that doesn't really work for me as a teacher and as a student. Okay, because I like to have smaller class and like to pay attention to everybody. Okay, and that's why I said that for me it's a good idea to go ahead and have breakout rooms where I can talk to everybody. I know everybody's names. I know everybody's face because if they have their camera on, that's also something I like. I like my students to have their cameras on so I can see their faces. And sometimes I say, "Oh yeah, now we're going to talk a little bit about grammar," and people go, "Mm." You know, I can see their face and I go, "Ha ha, what is the problem? Don't you like grammar?" You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's something. That's something. And during COVID, I was working for a university here in Brisbane, and students couldn't come, so they were all in China. I had 18 students in China, and the classes were amazing. It was just so good, so good. So that was so nice, you know. And again, they needed the opportunity. They really wanted to study. They really wanted to get into uni, and they made a decision. Okay, if I can be in Australia, I'm gonna do it online, no problem at all. And that's what they did, and they learned just as much, just as much. Okay. Sorry, there was a comment here. You are right. Everything is methodology. There's a question. I do work with English speakers in Panama. They are from Canada, USA, and some from Australia. I think it's good to be immersed with English. Yes, definitely. It's good to be immersed. Definitely. And then it's hard for me online class. However, I think it's good to work with online. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, yes, guys. So, as I said before, I agree with you. Okay. So, we need that. How can I say? We need communication, interaction. That's the word I was looking for. We need interaction. Okay. There are ways to have interaction. Okay. My students, for example, we have the community, they can interact there. During the lessons, they can interact. Okay. Of course, guys, it's if you are here, your interaction is completely different from when you are in your country. That's obvious. And that's not much we can do about that. But we can create situations where interaction is also possible. Okay. Is also possible. So, and that's what I try to achieve because I think it's so important. Okay. So, guys, again, don't let online stop you from doing a course because you can achieve so much, and you have the opportunity to study with people and teachers that you wouldn't have if you were doing something in person in your country. Okay, so lack of interaction is a problem that can be easily solved. Of course, okay, interactions in here in person, okay, outside the classroom are very different, but in the classroom, it's not that hard to have that. Okay, not that hard at all. Okay. And some people also say, oh, because it's like I said, because online is cheaper, it must be bad. Online teachers are bad. There are bad online teachers. So again, it's all about you finding what you want, finding what suits you. Like I talked about my student. And she said, yes, it was in person, but the methodology of the teacher didn't suit me. So what's the point? You see? So again, it's all about finding a methodology that suits you. Okay? Because there are lots of methodologies out there. You should choose the one that works best for you, that gets you results. Okay? Cool. Oh yeah, something people say, "Oh, I'm not going to have a book. I need a book. I need this, I need that." Guys, online, I think I have even more resources than in person, and it's easier to share. For example, I created an activity for my students online, and then I have the file here. We are on Zoom. I have the file. I put the file in the chat. Ta-da, people click and they all have it. In person. In person. I create the file. Then I have to send the file to the printer. I have to go get to the printer, pick up everything, carry with me, go to the class, give it to them. So, what if I forget to print? If I forget to print, I'll have to go back to the printer and print it. So sometimes the resource and the share resource is much easier online than it is in person. Okay. We all have projectors nowadays, right? But for me, on my computer, I have my magic pen and I can write on it. So I just share my screen, write all over it. It's just the same. It's just the same. It's crazy how the same it can be, how similar it can be. Okay, guys. Yeah. So I'm not convincing you again. I'm not here to convince you that online is better. I'm just saying that it's just as good. Just as good. Okay, cool. Yeah, and another thing, yeah, yeah. So I think that one of the main problems, at least, well, with some of the courses that I purchased, I think it was actually doing the course. Doing the course sometimes can be a challenge, but yeah, but you can always create your own schedule. You can always create your own schedule, okay? Or maybe just choose a course that you go with, everybody goes together, and that's what I try to achieve with my course. Okay, because we go together, we build the course together. All right, and you know what you have to do. Like this morning, one student said, "Oh my God, I'm a little bit lost. I don't know what's happening." And then I just opened the course and I said to him, "Look, this is what you have to do. But before you do that, you have to just follow." He's like, "All right, I just have to follow the class." Yeah, just follow the class. And then when the other student said, "Yeah, yeah, no, if you follow the classes, take notes, it's very easy." And everyone's like, "Yeah, we've done it, so easy." You see? So it's about it's also about maybe choosing a course that is right for you. That's also something that you guys have to think about. All right, goody goody. Any questions for me, guys? Any questions for me? No questions for me. Okay, so today we're talking about the classes online and classes in person. Okay, is it good? Is it bad? Like I said before, it's the same. Okay. And there are lots of benefits from studying online. You have access to courses you wouldn't have if you were doing it just in person. Okay. You wouldn't have access to lots of things. You can go at your own pace. Okay. You can go at your own pace. You can, it's convenient. All right. Flexible. Okay. Instead of leaving work and going to school, you leave work and you go home, and maybe you would be late for class if it was in person, but if you are on time if it's online. Okay. All right, so all of these things, all right guys, and it is possible. And don't think about the fact that, oh, because online courses are cheaper so they are worse. No, maybe it's just possible to have cheaper courses online than it is in person. Okay, so question here, how much is it? How much is my course? And my course, yeah. So my course, I just closed enrollment now. Okay, but send me a message. But we will have hopefully another enrollment opening soon. Okay, guys, enrollment opening soon for another one, for another my course. This one started last week. Started last week already. Okay, send me an Oscar. Send me a message. Okay, later, Oscar. Okay, and when it comes to the price, I always have to talk to my team about the price. Sorry, I can give you the price right now. I have to talk to my team about the price. All right, guys. Okay, any more questions for me? No. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go. Okay, yeah. So all I wanted to do, guys, was just to talk about this, okay? Because lots of people say, "Oh, Fabi, no, I would love to do your course, but it's online." I'm like, "Okay, so you're never gonna study with me unless you come to Australia, enroll in one of the schools where I work, and are lucky enough to be in the course that I'm teaching at that moment." That's how you're gonna study with me in person, guys. Yeah. I don't teach online private classes anymore. I prefer to teach the bigger groups now online. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So just think about that. All right. Think about that. And if you have any other questions, any other comments, you can pop the comments in here or you can send me a message later. All right. I'll be back on Monday, 7:30 a.m. Brisbane time to talk more about the IELTS test. All right. Okay. I'll see you next week. All right. Bye.